Hi YT fam, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk to you about how minimalism isn't about just owning less, but it's about living more, and it's about a mindset shift. Now obviously minimalism is about living with less. You do live with less stuff. But actually by living with less stuff you gain more. So I've got my little list here, and when I say living with more, what do I mean? So yes, like I said, obviously you own a lot less stuff and a lot less clutter, but what do you gain from that? You gain time. Now I don't actually have probably any more, actually no, I do have a lot more time now than I did pre-crazy big declutter. But I only have more time because I'm not as busy rearranging, tidying stuff that actually half the time isn't getting used. Things have been moved from place to place, gotten out because you wanted to get something else out, or it's just things that get moved around the house. Especially if you don't live alone and you live with other people. I live with my husband and my son, so things get moved and it creates clutter, it creates craziness. And I think by taking a lot of that away, you do really create time. Having surfaces that don't have loads on them, it's a quick and easy clean. You're not spending time removing every ornament, to wipe the surface, to wipe every ornament, to put them all back. Honestly, the thought of that right now, it makes my head explode. So what do you gain? You gain time. You gain time to spend with your family. You gain time to spend with your friends. You gain time to just enjoy being alive and being human. You gain time to just rest if you need rest. If you aren't well and you need downtime to rest, then I know that I can do that, and all I've got to do is maybe wash up a few dishes. Everything else can be done quickly and easily when I'm feeling much better. You know, putting a load of laundry on and washing up the plates. Brilliant. That's all I've got to do on a day when I'm feeling really rubbish and I really need to rest. So you get time, and time is the ultimate currency these days, because we spend so much time doing other things, working, tidying, cleaning all of our stuff. I don't want to be spending my precious time cleaning stuff. I just don't want to do it. And so getting rid of the excess stuff that I don't need, 100% I'm here for. So living with less mental clutter and stress leads to clearer thoughts. This was a really big one when I was writing this down. It's crazy the amount that my stuff had weighed me down that I didn't realise. I have so much better mental clarity now that I haven't got as much stuff. And I think it's really hard to explain exactly how and why this happens. You'd have to speak to a psychologist, I guess. But my head is just so much clearer. I have so much more clarity. My thoughts, my brain was feeling so foggy at the beginning of this year. I was just in this place of, I just couldn't, like, stress and different things happen, and honestly just with everything it was so overwhelming. And since I've got rid of my stuff, I felt so much better, so much lighter in myself, and it's really hard to just explain that without saying just go and do it, just go and try it, and trust me, you will feel so much better in yourself, in your own head. It's just good. It's just good. It's great. It's great. It's not just good, it's great. And with that, like, you get more happiness, more joy, more time to simply enjoy being in the moment. You know, it's really crazy because obviously I have a son. He's actually 9 today. I've just taken him to school. It's his birthday. And before I found I was running around. I always had things that I needed to do, needed to tidy, needed to clean, it was just a constant. Had work to do, I had this to do, I had to go to the shop to get milk. It was just a constant list of so many things to constantly do and do and do, that I felt like in the moment I wasn't being as present. And now, like even this morning, like it was his birthday, I made him birthday pancakes, and I just sat at the table with him. I'd already done his lunchbox and everything ready for school. That was nice and easy. It was done. It was quick. And we just sat there together at the table, and I just sat there watching him eat and enjoying every mouthful of those birthday pancakes. And that's something that I probably wouldn't have done before, because I just would have been thinking about all the things that I've got to do, and thinking that actually while he's eating I can get something done, because that's how my brain used to work. It was like constantly on the go. And now I feel like I enjoy moments where I can just watch and be present and make memories, and just even watching my son and my husband play sometimes. They'll be sat there playing a computer game, and just watching them and listening to them, like it's absolutely hilarious. And these are the times that I don't want to miss, because of all of the things that are going on in my head. So minimalism has really helped me to slow down, be more intentional with the way I want to live my life, and I am so grateful for it. And I really just think that it's the best decision that I personally have ever made. I'm not saying it's going to be for everyone. Some people probably, I'm sure, thrive around stuff. I'm not one of those people, and it has really, really has changed my life. And I really think if you are struggling, if you're in a place where you just haven't got mental clarity and you are feeling really overwhelmed with life, then just try and minimize it a little bit. Even if you just grab all your stuff, put it in boxes and put it in a spare room or in a cupboard somewhere or in a loft, or if a friend or somebody's got a spare room or something that you can put all of this extra stuff in for a little while, just to see whether you could and want to live that way. I think that a lot of the time you won't even remember what was in those boxes, because honestly, I've got rid of thousands of things at this point. We're 9 months into this year, and I've definitely got rid of over 2,000 items, personal items. That doesn't include like my husband and my son's stuff. And I feel incredible. I feel so much better for it. So yeah, it's really not about living with less. You're not depriving yourself of things. If they're things that you really need, then obviously keep them. But if you don't really need them and you don't use them and you don't want them, and then get rid of them. There's actually a rule that the minimalists use, and I think it's like one of their favourite rules, and I actually really, really like it myself. It's called the spontaneous combustion rule. And it basically is, if the item that you're looking at, and you don't know whether to get rid of it or not, if the item was to spontaneously combust, would you rush out and buy it again, or would you be relieved that it's gone? And actually, when you really think about that, it's surprising, because if you be relieved that the item, that you didn't have it anymore, it's time to get rid of it. It's time to let go. So hope you've enjoyed that video today, guys. That is all from me. I love making these videos, so thank you very much for being here, especially if you got to the end, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.